Hey, what's going on, fellas? Drama 22. I'm going to do a quick little 10-minute video just giving you a preview of the Shanahan offense. If you guys want to download it, I'm going to upload this pretty soon here. Shanahan version 1. By the time you get this video, it should be there. That's the name of it. And we're going to jump in. So, Shanahan versus McVay. I kind of say versus, but it's the same offense, but a little bit different. I think the big difference that I want to talk about today is just coming out in 21 personnel, using Kyle Juszczyk, and running a lot of your stuff based off of that. That's a big part of the offense, okay? Compared to McVay is a little bit more 12 personnel or 11 personnel. So that's kind of just the overall feel. They're both going to use a lot of compression sets. You're going to see a lot of that stuff. Under center is going to be a big part of both of their offenses, even though in today's landscape, it's a little bit more gun as well. So I'll say this. When the Rams won the Super Bowl, they really won because they were more versatile, in my opinion. They weren't just the wide zone offense. They were a little bit of some spread elements, a little bit of what Matthew Stafford can do. I think the one negative thing about the Shanahan offense is it's a little bit limited when it comes to concepts and staying within the system, and it's really based off of that run. If the run is not there, the drop back passing game isn't the best. But in the video game world, I think we can still be really good with it because at the end of the day, we're running a pro style system that is organized, has reads, and allows you to go through your progressions, and it makes it very QB friendly, aka user friendly. You don't have to read coverages, especially in today's landscape where everybody's running a whole bunch of stuff on defense and with different shells. You're just pretty much going through your progressions. And I think that is one of the best things about the West Coast offense in general. And this offense really makes it easy for a quarterback, okay? Matchups are not a big deal. We're not trying to get players to match up against other players like maybe in the Texas coast or the traditional West Coast. We are just going through a progression. If you're open, you get the ball. If not, you don't get the ball. So that's what comes with it. You really want to have a good, strong run game. That would be the primary thing that I think all of these systems have in common. When they're really going well, they can run the ball. All right, so enough said. I just want to give you a little bit of a preview of, I think overall, everybody knows the wide zones based off the outside zone play. So if you're ever in a situation where you need to, you don't know what to call, and you're sitting there like, oh, I don't know what to do, well, just go into your run concepts, go into outside zone, and in my book right here, everything I tried to put in there, I tried to put a bunch of wide zones, and I tried to put a bunch of off-tackle plays. This play hits a little bit tighter than the traditional stretch play. We'll spend some more time on that later, but just you see there's a lot of off-tackle, wide zone. That's what we're going to major in. There aren't too many in Madden, and there are very little also in NCAA, or in college football. So you have to be, you have to use what you can. So we're kind of limited to certain formations right now if you want to run the wide zone play. But I'd say if there are 16 plays here, you should be running it about 12 times a game. I think that's just mandatory. So that's 4 quarters. That is going to be, you could be running that at least 3 times, every quarter to get yourself that time, get yourself 12 times in a game. So that's that. But one thing is, and let me just say that I learned this system through Coach Scott on the Game Plan Discord. Great coach, real life coach, understands football, really runs this offense. I've watched him over the years. I actually tried to run it a few years ago, backed out of it because I wasn't ready. But at the same time, I really want to get back into this offensive style so I can understand more about it. All right. I think that's something you want to do. If you really want to learn how to stop an offense or stop a defense, you should also immerse yourself into the opposite side of the ball and actually call the plays, and then you know how it works, okay, inside and out. So this is my project. This project could last me a couple years, to be honest with you, and I'm actually looking forward to it. So Coach Scott talked to me about, how to get this thing kind of set up, and one of his pieces of advice was, hey, well, this kind of works off the if-then statements. Like when you run a play like 19 force out of this formation, and I won't give you all of the West Coast terminology today, but you'll hear me talking about it. If you want to learn it, you'll see it. You're you'll catch up on it. But you want to make sure you get out there and play sooner than later. But if we're running just basically 19 force, which is just wide zone, going towards the tight end side, going to the left. This is the formation we want to do it out of, and we wanted to make it look one way. We want the play actions to look similar. We want the other complementary plays to look similar. So when somebody is scouting you on defense, when I'm a defensive guy and I'm looking at an offense, it's so easy to say, oh, well, every time they come on in this formation, they run this play. if somebody has to sit there and say, well, they run that play, but they also run the complement and they run the other complement, and then they also run that nice little change up. Now I am stuck in my defensive calls where I can't necessarily be ultra aggressive and call the perfect play call. I have to try to hedge my bets, which really makes the defense more or less, makes them passive and allows you to get more yards. So just the natural original play of outside zone is going to be more effective when you have plays that work off of it. Okay, so let's just go through this one formation that I have right now. It was the first one that I kind of put together. And as you build it out, once you notice that people are starting to do certain things to stop one play is when you start going to the next. So then we start thinking 2 steps ahead. So let's just go talk about this formation right here. This is just a simple formation with a motion with a little bit of an adjustment here. So it's strong left, wide right, ace, okay? Which in the game is just going to be strong close, okay? And what we're going to do here is we're going to motion the tight end over and we're going to run 19 force. Actually, technically, this should be 19 force Wanda. So I got to go back and look at that right now. But Wanda means we're going to run away from the tight end. Okay, just that's a little tag that's put on there. So let me just go with this halfback off tackle. Okay, and let's just say we're coming out versus the team. They come out at 3-4 sky. And we're just going to motion Kittle over. Okay, we're going to run 19 Wanda going to the left. Okay. So whatever the play call is, you just run it. We'll talk about the runs and all that stuff later. It was poor job by me, but maybe that's not the best play call in that situation, but that's what we want to start with, okay? Then from there, we start going back to the book and we say, okay, well, now what's next? Well, let's run the same motion, but let's run inside zone, okay? Let's get that going. And that play right here would be actually, I don't have it called right here. Let me go call it. In this case, this is going to be called 14. Okay, so we're going to go with the same formation. We're going to call halfback. Actually, we're going to call, where is it at? Yeah, we're going to call halfback zone weak. Okay, the fullback does come over and kind of block strong, so I'm just going to call it 14. And we're going to start with the same motion, get it back over, ball's going to the right. So people might start overloading or thinking, hey, they're always going to run outside zone to Trent Williams' side. That's their best blocker. Now we're running inside zone, okay, away from that. So again, that's a natural thing that I think a lot of gamers over the years have done this. Have an outside hitting play, have an inside hitting play. It's a very logical way of going about things, okay? But so we're building our offense this way also. Now, let's go to a deeper passing play. So as we go over and you follow the thing here, we have P14 Blazer, okay? So we're going to have that same kind of look with the same motion, but now we're going to run a deep over concept, a Yankee type of concept. Let's say now they're being aggressive. They're coming out and playing cover one. So we're going to have the same thing, wide right. All right, we're going to fake the Fortnite. They're going to fake, I think that's a P14. So play 14. So it's going to look like 14. Okay, and then we're going to run the over route off of that next. So that would be the next complementary play. Okay, and then it goes further than that. So as you go on down, let's say we also want to have the same formation, but we don't want to necessarily motion the tight end. We want to run counter. So we're going to call the same play. We're just going to call it strong left. Okay, and we're going to call this one 16 stutter. Okay, we're just going to call 16 stutter, which is counter away from the tight end. Okay, so strong left, 16 stutter. We're going to go to the right with this counter play. We work that out. And then obviously the next play here, building off of that, would be working now P15 keep slide. Okay, so keep or slide. So we're going to work a similar motion, similar action in the backfield, not exactly the same. We're going to fake 15. Keeper slide has the halfback, the fullback going to the flat. Okay, and then now we can work this play off of that. So that's 5 plays right there throughout the course of a game. You might end up doing that on one drive if you want. You might end up doing that. I suggest to do it maybe on 2 or 3 drives. You might end up running like, hey, we're going to run the outside zone play 2 times in a row. Right, we're not going to, come off of that, especially if it worked, in the same drive. You might do it twice, make the adjustment, and then go from there. That's called basically, I call it building a family. It's called like an if-then statement, but also the if-then statement part is even deeper than that because you want to see how they're reacting. If they're not reacting to it, they're not doing anything to it, keep running the play. If they start giving you different looks, you have this stuff set up. If you can get it into your audibles, that's great, but maybe not. It's okay, all right? And we're going to do this with all of our formations. So as I look at this stuff here, I built out my playbook. This is my ready sheet that I've always talked about in the past. If you guys follow my own game plans, you'll see that I'm actually sitting here and going through all the formations. And this is perfect. I mean, there are formations here that only have like 2 or 3 plays, but this is Once I'm done with that, let me show you my actual call sheet. So the ready sheet kind of organized my thoughts as I'm building out. If I want to add a new formation, does it make sense? Then I come over here to my call sheet that I use during a game. So these are all the plays. So I can go find all my outside zone plays in 21, 12, 11 personnel, right? Inside zone, then I have all my motion play, all my play action plays, things like that. Drop back, 3-step. I will break down the third down plays later on, and also the red zone plays, and go from there. Most of the time, I'll be honest with you, I'm probably to start going to just take these plays that are here and just move them over into here and actually still keep them here. Keep this kind of like an inventory until I get to like a 200, 300 actual playbook. Then I probably will have just specific plays I like on first down. But this is more like an inventory of my plays, and this is more of like what I want to call in certain situations, okay? In this play call sheet, we will have openers as well. So as you go down, hold on, let me go find this. I actually found this online. This is a great play call sheet. Actually, it would be right here. So I will have my openers down here as well once I get to that point. But to be honest with you, I mean, you don't need openers necessarily because sometimes when you get a chance to play Madden, you don't get a chance to really kind of scout your opponent and kind of test out what they're doing. Save that for opponents that you know actually game plan you and you want to see what their game plan is. Otherwise, this is just a very easy way, a very natural way that a lot of players have been playing Madden for a long time, where you just call your base plays, your favorite plays, see how they attack it, and then you can make your changes off of it. So going back to Shanahan and how he is compared to others, I will say that, you know, you're going to get more of the 21 personnel stuff. We start looking at formations. We're going to start looking at other things like, hey, we're not going to just come out in 21. We're going to also come out in 12. But because I have a really good fullback, I'm probably going to put him at the actual second tight end spot, right? So something like wing flex close, I might actually put Hughescheck at that wing spot, let him be that little motion tight end. There are also some really good formations in this playbook naturally, like tight base flex, which automatically puts you in a 2x2 set, but it's kind of a fullbacks out there in the slot formation. We all know about the Debo formations where we're wreaking motion. So that would be the last part. You know you want to call strong eye close, right? Well, you know what? We're not going to just come out and just call it right away. We might call something else. We might call eye formation. Let's see here. We might call, let's go with like something like slot formation, right? So we come out here and we're going to motion to the play call that we want to get to. So this is another big part of the offense, in my opinion. You can see all the different 21 personnel sets that you can get to, but now we're going to get to it this way. All right, so we're going to shift, and then we're going to motion. It's going to look like a lot of stuff to the defense, and we're just going to run our base play no matter what, okay? So just wanted to show you that. That's kind of a big part of the offense. You're going to see me using it. I will go online and start working this part of the playbook. It's going to take time. None of these offenses really popped off great right away. Maybe McVay's did a little bit, but you need a little bit of time to get used to how you're going to run the offense. And also, are you doing enough to get the defense off kilter with the motions and the shifts, okay? And then from there, we'll start working the actual plays itself. What I have for you guys are going to be actual installs from the actual playbooks. I'm starting really in 2019 as a core. I feel like that was the best the Niners were. And then from there, I will start adding in some more stuff, adding in the plays that will be more of the cheat motion stuff that they're doing in all teams across the league, but definitely with Miami, having the Miami playbook as well that we're going to refer to. I just want to get back to like the core essence of the scheme. And I think versus in a Madden environment, it's going to get you some good balance. Okay, I think that's important. If you're going to go with the Sean McVay version, you're probably going to be less 21 personnel. Even though they did kind of use one of their tight ends as a fullback earlier on, but you're going to be more 12 personnel, more 11 personnel, and you can still get the same results from that. All right. Just want to give you guys this quick intro. If you guys are interested on my league, I'll put a link. Just hit me up on the Discord. I'll put a link. Just join the Discord if you want. or at least actually send me an invite or send me a DM on Discord if you want to join the league. I'm going to make this an ongoing series for the guys in my league to learn from, so the guys who are running the wide zone offense. And then obviously on Patreon, I'm going to give them everything. So they're going to have all these videos if they want to run it separately outside of my league. Okay. So just want to give you guys this intro. I'll show you guys some film maybe in the next video here on YouTube and go from there. You guys got a quick look at my playbook for free. You got a quick look at my ready sheet for free. You can take that and just roll with it if you want, or you can just, come ride with your boy. All right. Talk to you later, man. Peace.